Italy's recent decision to elevate its defense budget to more than €31 billion has become one of the most consequential strategic signals emerging from Europe's southern flank in years. For decades, discussions about NATO's reinforcement have focused primarily on the northern and eastern fronts, where the challenge from Russia is most tangible. Yet, as the geopolitical weight of the Mediterranean grows, driven by instability in North Africa, renewed Russian naval activity, and the expanding economic presence of China, Italy has stepped into a transformative phase. Its latest budget is not simply a financial adjustment, it is the foundation for a larger effort to reposition Rome as a central pillar of regional security. The new budget achieves two layers of significance. On the surface, the official spending figure surpasses €31 billion, a year-on-year increase of more than 7%. But the more revealing indicator lies in the total defense-related outlays that NATO calculates, which include several categories reclassified under European Union rules. When these are accounted for, Italy's military-associated expenditures reach approximately €45.3 billion, placing the country roughly at the 2% of GDP requirement that NATO has demanded for years. This alone would be notable, but the composition and intended application of the spending reflect Rome's long-term ambitions rather than short-term signaling. A significant portion of the increase is directed at naval and air modernization for reasons rooted deeply in Italy's strategic geography. Few states in Europe sit at the confluence of so many critical theaters: the Balkans to the east, the North African Arc to the south, the Levant farther east, and the maritime routes linking the Atlantic and Suez arteries. Italy's naval forces, already among the most capable in Europe, are now slated for additional investment in systems that enhance both blue water and littoral strength. The U-212 near-future submarine program, one of the most advanced submarine designs in Europe, is accelerating. Rome intends to push ahead with the third and fourth boats of the series, expanding the stealth and deterrence capabilities of its underwater fleet. This aligns with broader concerns about Russia's increased interest in Mediterranean waters and the growing relevance of anti-submarine warfare in an era shaped by unmanned underwater vehicles and next-generation sonar. On the surface fleet, funding is reinforcing the evolution of the PPA full variant, a class of multi-role frigates that increasingly resemble compact guided missile destroyers in capability. These ships incorporate advanced integrated masts, active electronically scanned array radars such as the Kronos Grand Naval System and the Aster family of interceptors. In parallel, Italy continues to strengthen the aviation component of its carrier-capable force, centered on the amphibious assault ship Trieste and the aircraft carrier Cavour, both configured for the short takeoff and vertical landing variant of the F-35. Their combined presence gives Italy a power projection capacity that no other southern European state can match. The Air Force modernization effort is similarly deliberate. Additional procurement of F-35A and F-35B variants consolidates Italy's status as one of the few European nations capable of operating fifth-generation aircraft from both land bases and naval platforms. Investments in long-range air and missile defense, particularly the next-generation SAMP-T system, and the improved Aster 30 interceptor capable of countering certain ballistic missile classes, further enhance NATO's southern shield. These steps reflect not merely technical upgrades, but the emergence of a strategic doctrine in which Italy provides layered defense coverage for an increasingly volatile region. Land forces modernization rounds out the picture. Italy is moving ahead with the Centauro II, a highly mobile 8-wheeled platform armed with a 120mm gun that offers both reconnaissance and firepower advantages. The Ariete main battle tank is undergoing an extensive upgrade program to extend its service life. Meanwhile, the AW249 Fincantieri attack helicopter program continues to progress, positioning Italy to field one of the few next-generation European attack rotorcraft capable of competing with global benchmarks. The inclusion of significant cyber, artificial intelligence, and information domain investments in the budget also signals an awareness of the changing nature of warfare. Rome is clearly preparing not only for traditional threats, but also for hybrid and sub-threshold challenges that increasingly define conflict dynamics in Europe's periphery. As Italy strengthens its military posture, it also leverages its unique industrial ecosystem. Companies such as Fincantieri, Leonardo, MBDA Italy, and Iveco Defense stand at the heart of a strategy that binds economic and security interests. Fincantieri, for example, has seen notable growth in its underwater systems division and continues to secure major contracts abroad, from frigates for Qatar to the Constellation-class program for the United States Navy. This industrial base offers Italy an advantage that few NATO members on the southern flank possess: the capability to sustain modernization internally rather than rely predominantly on foreign supply chains. It also reinforces Italy's place within the broader European rearmament wave, where nations are seeking both increased defense contributions and greater industrial autonomy. Still, the picture is not without constraints. Italy carries one of the highest public debt burdens in the European Union, placing structural pressure on its long-term ability to maintain elevated defense spending. The decision to reclassify various expenditures to comply with European Union fiscal rules, while strategically effective, cannot be a permanent solution. Domestic politics also pose risks. Coalition shifts can abruptly redirect spending priorities or slow procurement programs. In the broader Mediterranean, the geopolitical landscape is increasingly competitive. Turkey's assertiveness, especially its forward presence in Libya and eastern Mediterranean waters, competes with Italy's influence. France's own ambitions in the region add another layer of strategic friction. Yet, despite these structural challenges, Italy's trajectory is unmistakably upward. The convergence of a rising defense budget, a maturing industrial base, and a sharpening sense of regional responsibility signals a strategic recalibration. As instability deepens across northern Africa, and as both Russia and China expand their Mediterranean engagement, NATO needs a stable, capable, and forward-leaning anchor in the south. Italy is positioning itself to answer that requirement. If Rome maintains this momentum through the next 5 to 10 years, its transformation from an important contributor to a true strategic pillar in the Mediterranean is not only possible, but increasingly likely.